If you think modern preservatives are the peak of human ingenuity, well, this one's going to sting. 1,000 years before warning labels, patents, and plastic bottles, the Vikings locked down a preservation method so brutally effective that, honestly, modern products still struggle to outperform it. No marketing, no labs, just raw understanding of materials, weather, and time. And here's the wild part. Versions of this method quietly resurfaced during World War II when survival and durability mattered more than brand names. This isn't nostalgia, this is dominance. Let's get straight into it. The core of the Viking preservation system was pine tar, not the diluted store-bought stuff. Real pine tar, thick, black, sticky, slow-cooked from resin-rich pine roots and wood in oxygen-starved pits. Vikings didn't stumble into this. They engineered it. Pine tar was painted onto ships' tools, roofs, weapons handles, leather rope, and wooden buildings. Anything that faced moisture, rot, insects, or salt got coated. Once applied, it didn't just sit on the surface. It soaked in, it bonded, it hardened over time. Modern preservatives try to seal wood. Pine tar transforms it. That's the difference. Most modern wood preservatives are designed for speed and convenience. Spray on, dry fast, look clean. That's great for shelves and weekend projects. Vikings were playing a longer game. Pine tar penetrates deep into wood fibers, displacing moisture and oxygen. Fungi can't thrive. Insects don't chew it. Water beads and rolls away. Even more impressive, pine tar remains flexible. Modern sealants often crack with temperature changes. When that happens, moisture sneaks in and rot begins silently. Pine tar moves with the wood. Heat, cold, salt air. It doesn't matter. Viking ships crossed freezing seas, slammed into waves baked under the sun, and still survived for decades. Some tar-treated structures in Scandinavia lasted for centuries. That's not romance. That's chemistry and patience. Pine tar works because it's rich in natural phenols and resins. These compounds are antimicrobial and hydrophobic. Vikings didn't know those words, but they understood the results. Wood treated with pine tar resists mold and decay far longer than untreated or chemically sealed wood. The process mattered as much as the product. Pine roots and heartwood were heated slowly with almost no oxygen. This prevented burning and forced tar to drip out. Low heat. Long time. That patience produced a dense, powerful preservative. You know, modern shortcuts just can't replicate that depth. No matter how convenient they seem, something important gets lost along the way. Back during World War II, supply chains pretty much collapsed. Synthetic coatings were, well, really scarce. In those cold, wet environments, soldiers and engineers had to lean on old-school solutions. Pine tar and similar natural treatments were used on wooden equipment, crates, and temporary structures because, honestly, they worked when modern alternatives just weren't available. In survival situations, nobody really cared if something looked outdated. If it kept gear dry and usable, well, it stayed. That's a pattern you see over and over in history. When everything else fails, the old methods crawl back into relevance. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Many modern prepping products are optimized for storage, not use. They expire, they separate, they degrade. Pine tar doesn't care how long it sits. Stored properly, it lasts decades. If you're protecting wooden handles, shelters, fencing, tools, or even leather gear, pine tar offers long-term resilience with zero moving parts. No batteries, no replacement filters, no shelf life anxiety. So you just apply it warm, let it soak in, and, well, reapply over time. That's it. This isn't about going primitive. It's really about choosing methods that don't, fail quietly. Another overlooked benefit is repairability. When modern sealants fail, you often have to strip them completely. Sand, scrape, recoat. But pine tar, well, it layers over itself beautifully. Old coats don't become liabilities. They actually become foundations. Vikings retard their ships seasonally. Each layer, just strengthened the last. That habit alone pretty much explains why their vessels survived abuse that would absolutely shred modern untreated wood. Maintenance wasn't really a chore. It was, well, a system. Let's address the elephant in the room here. Pine tar smells strong, smoky, resinous, ancient. That smell is actually part of why it works. Those volatile compounds, they repel insects and slow microbial growth. These days, modern products try to eliminate smell. But, Vikings actually accepted it as proof the treatment was alive. In survival terms, well, scent is a small price for reliability. It's not that modern science can't replicate pine tar's effects. The thing is, doing so cheaply, safely, and sustainably is a whole lot harder than just slapping together those quick, dry formulas. Pine tar is slow, messy, labor-intensive. We optimized for convenience. Vikings optimized for survival. This isn't just about pine tar, it's about mindset. The Viking preservation method reminds us that durability comes from understanding materials, not overpowering them, from working with nature instead of fighting it. In World War II, survival favored those who adapted fast and trusted proven methods. The same rule applies now. Fancy tools fail. Old systems endure. If you want gear that outlasts trends, weather, and neglect, stop chasing the newest solution. Start respecting the oldest ones that never stopped working. Because sometimes the future of survival smells like smoke and pine. If this opened your eyes, make sure you subscribe to History's Survival Code. Share this with someone who still thinks modern always means better. And stick around, we're just getting started.